Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Welcome class to Big Bang Data Science Solutions, the 15-week free training program in data science and artificial intelligence with collaboration with a few Moroccan universities. This is our week number 7 and session number 1. In this week, we are going to continue, it's a continuation of week number 6, where we learn basics about data preparation and data preprocessing. So today we are going to continue preparing, preprocessing, and making the data ready for analysis. So we are going to learn a few techniques. We are going to learn how to deal with missing values, how to deal with outliers, how to deal with duplicate records, and also how to deal with the skewness of the numerical data. Next week, we should have a new and ready to go version of the data that was given to us. And next week, we'll be starting machine learning. So that is the plan. So without wasting your time, we are going to simply jump into a lecture. And if we have time, we are going to move into a demo showing you how we can definitely apply something that we would learn from these slides. Okay, so you are still working as data scientists for this our insurance company. And the problem that we were trying to investigate or tackle or fix through analytics says, in spite of having a fraud investigation team that investigates up to 30% of all claims made, we are still losing too much money due to the fraudulent claims. So this is a business statement. And this business statement can be tackled from different corners, different directions, that requires different resources, different effort, and probably different outcome and different output. So as data scientists, just to be on the safe side, we are going to apply the best methodology used in the market, and that is, sorry guys, that is the CRISP-DM. So CRISP-DM is a phased methodology. Phase number 1, we learned the objectives, we learned the problem, we learned the business, we learned to understand the problem and understand the business. We learned how to transform or translate the problem statement into an analytical statement. We learned about the framing of problem, assessing the feasibility of every and each frame that we have. We learned about to define, ask the business to define the measurement. We learned about identifying a target variable if and only if we know ahead of time that the prediction would be our approach. We learned about how to determine different approaches. We learned about the need to prepare for deployment of a model F. That is the requirement from the early beginning. We learned about to set a standard and rules and times and budgets for the program, for the project. Also, we learned how to identify and establish a strong analytical team, and also establish a strong analytical communication between the analytical team and the stakeholders. And finally, we learned how to create or determine ABT in case there is no data. Okay, so that is what needs to be achieved or accomplished during the phase number 1, the first phase of your CRISP-DM, if you were to use the CRISP-DM. Then second is once we have ABT ready, then we are going to transform the ABT on design the features. And we need to collect the data as much as we can. We are going to read the data to whatever tools we are using. Then once the data is been ready for investigations, then we try to manipulate part of it or all of it, try to wrangle it. We'll apply some methods to help us understand the data better. We'll apply exploratory data analysis. We'll transform the data in as many graphs as possible, depends on the type of the data, and to help us understand the hidden quality of this data. Then we apply some statistical analysis just to help us understand the significance and the importance of the figures of the data. And also, at the end of the day, we should have a quality report, which is a report documenting anything, everything that we discovered and we know about our data. And this phase is data understanding. In terms of the teams, now, yes, we are going to have a very strong team, but in phase number one, we are going to be relying heavily on the experience, the knowledge of our business expert, and of course the domain expert. Those folks, they are going to help us understand, help us clear any doubt, any concern, any question that we may have on the problem itself. When we switch to data phase, then we are going to work heavily with the data expert, because these people here, these folks, they know where the data is being located, how the data is going to be is being stored. They are going to help us to pull the data, provide access to whatever servers, direct us to the location or resources of the data if needed. So now we have the quality report ready, and this is an example of the quality report. It's not everything. Try to be creative when you are creating your quality reports. It depends on the team that you are working on. It depends on the language you are using. If you are using French, of course, this is going to be French or Arabic or whatever language you are using. And also, if you are, just be creative. Just be creative. Try to document as much as you can, because whatever you document, you will be used later once we move into data preparation to help us understand exactly what needs to be fixed. If you don't have the roadmap, you cannot probably drive to your destination. So now we have a good quality report, and that is what we are going to use for data preparation. And in data preparation, this is where we are going to start working heavily as data scientists. In data business understanding, you are still going to be involved as data scientists, but there may be barely no hand working, simply maybe theory, collecting information, gathering information, meeting, interviewing people of interest, etc. In data understanding, if you are very lucky, the business will give you data. Otherwise, you might need to pull the data yourself through your expertise using SQL or whatever technology that the business is using to store the data. Excuse me. Then now in data preparation, we have a list of what needs to be fixed, and that is what we are going to use. But in general, there are a few things that you could do to your data. You could transform your target variable. If your target variable is continuous, you need to check the normality of your continuous target variable. And if it's not normally distributed, you might need to fix the skewness. If your data, if your target variable is a binary, trinary, multi-class, or nominal, then definitely you need to, and if it's not balanced, then you need to balance it. Otherwise, you could keep it as is, but you have to use a different measurement to measure the accuracy of the model. Then we need to determine if we have any redundant data, noisy data, duplicates. Duplicates can definitely deviate your finding from the reality, could bias your finding. Then we need to deal with missing values, find the missing values and deal with them. I'm not saying delete them, I'm saying deal with them based on so many scenarios, so many options. Then we need to find the outliers, if any, and deal with them as well. I'm not saying again delete, I'm saying deal. So delete is one of the options out of this deal. Then if you have a data with hardly in a high cardinal data, then of course you might need to reduce that cardinality before you determine the transformation. Then if you have categorical data, then we might need to consider transforming this categorical data into numerical data. Depends on the type of categorical data. If do we have nominal, ordinal, binary. Sometimes you don't really need to transform data, especially if you know ahead of time that you will be using some robust modeling, like a decision tree, random forest, or any model that uses the tree as the as the source. Any model that is built on the top of tree, like bagging, is using the tree behind the scene. Bagging, boosting, ADA boost, XG boost, cat boost, etc. Many boosting algorithms. They are using the decision tree as a base model. So this type of models that don't require any transformation, just keep your data as is. Sometimes you might need to transform our numerical data from one shape to a different shape. Depends on how bad or how good the skewness or the kurtosis of this data is. Then sometimes you might need to normalize to avoid dominating numbers over numbers. Sometimes you might need to factorize, binarize, standardize, correlation analysis to help us, excuse me, correlation analysis to help us understand the basic relationships and help us determine when this to be kept. Sometimes we might need to reduce the dimensionality by applying some simple aggregation and binning. If you are using your time series analysis, then you might need to decompose it. You might need to check its stationarity. And there are two types of checking. I mean, if your data is not stationarized, there are two types to fix it. Number one is using what we call differentiate. Number two is using the composition. Composite using the either the additive method or multiplicative method. At the end of the day, two of the most important feature, processes or techniques that you somehow need to use is feature engineering and feature selection. These two are the most important features, the most important steps that you could apply to get some great result. Sometimes the data given to you is too much, so you might need to reduce its dimensionality by using feature selections and feature engineering. Sometimes the data that you are given to you is not taking you anywhere, so you might need to look around and extract some features out of the existing features, create new features. At the end, we are going to have a better version. So we are still in the process of building a better version to our data. So we started with a raw data, and this raw data, it has 1,000 records and 39 features. Okay, and the previous week, we learned how to reduce the dimensionality of this data from 39 features to 27 features. We eliminated some features using the prior knowledge. So we eliminated features, we eliminated ID features. We eliminated high cardinal features, features with too much personal information, and constant features. Then we eliminated dates, and this, of course, we plan to use the time series analysis. Then we eliminated also some features that have low influence or low with the target variable. They don't influence the target variable. They are correlation analysis, using correlation analysis. So we eliminated all features with low correlation with the target variable, and we eliminated features with the highly correlated or multi-collinearity. So we ended up having 39 features, and yeah, that's pretty much all what we did. It's pretty much all what we did. Now, let me stop here for a second. I need to grab the data. Any question? Anyone, any question, please? So let me grab the data, please. Here we go. Okay, so so we started, as I said, with 39 features. So we've got some features here. I'm going to color them in blue. And of course, we got our baby or our child or our target variable. Here we go. Okay, so we were able to reduce the dimensionality of this data using either the knowledge-based method and the correlation analysis method. So now, out of the 29 features that are remaining, still there is a lot of work to do in terms of transform categorical into numeric, and also we got some question marks in there. We got some question marks. So one of the best practice methods that you as data scientists that you need to start applying, applying to your data is to make sure that you communicate any decision that you want to take in your data before you decide. So you could find something that you think should worth fixing, and it has to be fixed. But don't make a decision, especially if you are working as a team, don't make a decision on your own. You got to have some clearance. You have to clarify what is going on with the data first before you make a decision. That is very important, or otherwise you might end up doing something stupid. So we have a question mark here. What is the source? What this question mark represents? Is it a missing value? Is it a value? Is it a system generated code representing missing values, or was it the data was corrupted? So we got the actual values in the system, but when we pulled the data for a reason or another, it got corrupted. So what is this question mark? Or is it a human question mark? You know, they are placed unknown data with a question mark. So we got to determine the source of this problem first. So we got to consult with the data expert to help us understand the source of this data. Okay, so after that, we will decide what to do. Do we need to delete? Do we need to replace? Do we need to impute? Do we need, what needs to be done? Okay, that is very, very important. Okay, so yeah, we talked about the correlation, and the correlation is simply the covariance of x and y divided by standard deviation multiplied of x multiplied by standard deviation of y. So we talked about the type of correlation, Pearson, that measures the degree of relationship between linearly the variables. Kendall measures the strength of dependence between two variables. Spearman measures the degree of association between the different variables. Do you need to use them all? I don't think you should, unless, of course, you are working for a very sensitive human life related projects, then you might need to use to be very, very careful. Okay, then we are going to move into data quality. Now this is very important. Now, poor data quality costs typical company at least 10% of revenue. This is a very, very great quote that is going to help you understand how important it is to simply fix any data quality issues. Okay, poor data quality negatively affects many data processing efforts. The most important point is that poor data quality is an unfolding disaster. It's an unfolding disaster. It's a garbage in, garbage out, garbage in, danger out. For data quality, according to Thomas Ridman, this is the M review 2004. The poor data quality costs the typical company at least 10% of the revenue. 20% is probably the better estimate. So now, if you are using very bad data, poor quality data, most likely you are going to deceive the decision-making managers. And of course, if you are making a bad decision, just prepare to hear the music. Okay, so these are major tasks that you need to try to use to help you prepare the data. We could use data discretization, data cleaning, missing values, integration, transformation, normalization, reduction, etc. Okay, so now let's talk about what we are looking for in data cleaning. We are looking for incomplete data. We are looking for noisy data, inconsistent data, and intentional data. So here is an example. Yeah, here is an example of a data. Yeah, you could be given this data. So this is data was given to you, and if you were to look into it, so the data is not consistent. So we got some values in dollar, and you got one value in euro. So of course, I mean, this is not consistent. Is going to create a lot of bias problems later. And of course, we also have duplicates in there. We got 3CC. We got the same records. So we got to eliminate one of them. We cannot keep both of them. We got to eliminate one of them. Unfortunately, this is only 5 or 6 records. What if you have millions, couple of millions of records? Okay, this is another example here. We got some data, and we got some missing values. We got inconsistent date. This is 13. There is no 13. We got also something. This does not click. This is 1899. So was it 1899 or 1999? I don't know. That is something that we need to figure out with the business. Yeah. Also, we got 3, and we got 118. So, question for you all: what is wrong with 3 and 118? شنو هو المشكل اللي كاين مع 3 و 118؟
Outliers.
Why?
They are not logic.
Why? علاش ماشي logic?
It depends on the context of the data.
Very close, brother. Very close.
They can drive.
This is not driving. This is not driving data. No, it's not driving data.
Because of the date of the subscription?
No, ma'am. No. Think about it. Just focus your شوية على البيانات.
It's not logical that a 3-year-old person can be a subscriber,
Yes,
and it is the same for a 118-year-old person.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, I mean subscription. إلا بغيتي تسجل في شي حاجة، على الأقل تكون عندك واحد تصور عندك ولدك عنده 3 سنين ومسجل في شي حاجة. غير اما داك اللي سجلوك ما كذاب، ولا انت اللي مسجلو داير العمر ديال ولدك، ولا هذاك اللي واخد المعلومات عوض ما يدير 30 دار 3. مستحيل باش يكون عندنا شي واحد في هذا العمر هذا اللي مسجل سبسكرايب فور سيرفيس. 118 يعني تقدر تكون يعني شي واحد باقي عايش 118 وباقي مسجل ممكن، ولكن 118 صافي تكون expired يعني فالعينين ما خدامينش، الودين ما خدامين، السم ما خدامش، ما كاينش يعني.
But also in 16.6 there is 13 and 22, and it's not logical.
Yeah, that is I told you, I mean, that's why I highlight this. انا درت لكم على 3 و18، درت لكم على هادو، على هاد. اشنو هو المشكل اللي فيهم؟ راهما ما فيهم حتى مشكل، يعني 3 هو 3، 70 هي 70، 140 هي 140، ولكن منين كتربطها بدا domain, when you are linking your data to the domain of the problem, then we got a problem there. This is not logical. So we got to وقبل ما نديروا شي ناخذوا شي خطوات عليها، ممكن تجي تقول لي 3 حيد بابها. Do you think this is right? No, it's not right. It's not right. So you got to talk to your team. الحاجه المهمه اللي خصكم تعلموا، لان دائما ما تاخذش قرارات الا فعلا كنتي خدام في شي شركه وداك الشركه كتسنى منك الكثير وغتاخذ ديسيجنز بسببك انت، يعني باش تبقى انت في مأمن، لان الا وقع شي مشكل راه غادي يرجعوا لك انت بالاساس، ويقدر يحاكموك ويقدر يجري لك من الخدمه ويقدر باش تبقى انت في مأمن عن هذا الصداع كامل. دوكيمنت دائما وثق. انا كنهضر لك دابا على ذا بيست اقصى حدود ما وصلت للمعرفه دابا. the best practice. Do you need to do it? You really don't. ولكن the best practice you gotta do it. وثق. You need documents. Number one. Number two, always consult. Always هضر مع الناس اللي عارفين أحسن منك، اللي عارفين البيانات أحسن منك، عارفين المشكل، عارفين الشركة أحسن منك. هضر معهم، قول لهم لقيت واحد ثلاثة، واحد سميتو، أشنو هو المشكل ديال الثلاثة هاد. أنا كيبان لي ثلاثة راه غير مستحيل. علاش؟ يقول لك علاش؟ لأن حنا we have subscription وعاطيني ثلاثة وعاطيني 118 55 ممكن 35 years old 66 24 60 it's possible but 3 years old it's totally impossible. مستحيل يكون عندك وليد ولا بنيته عندها 3 سنين ومنخرطه في شي جمعيه، منخرطه في شي حزب سياسي، منخرطه في شي whatever. مش متفقين معايا ولا لا؟ من ناحيه يعني logic.
Yes.
Okay, so that is what you need to do. وشكون اللي كيساعدك باش تلقى هذا؟ دابا حنا عندنا غير بعض يعني عندنا غير سكرين شوت. دابا تصور عندك 1 مليون or 5 مليون or even just 1000 اللي عندك 1000 records. How would you know this? كيفاش غتلقى هذا؟ Question for you all.
Describe method.
Say again.
Describe method on Python.
Now give me the name.
Use the method describe to get the mean age in the data.
I need the name. I need the data science name for that step, for that process, for that technique. Okay, let's go back.
Min or max?
I need the name. It's called exploratory data analysis. تعلمت هضر اللغة ديال data science. EDA, yes sir, Hassan, EDA. Or data visualization. Or statistical analysis. ما تقولش لي Minimax. I know it's a Minimax. But give me the name of the process. Okay? That is very important. How you are going to find this? It's again EDA, exploratory data analysis, data visualization. إلا مشيتي دير غير واحد اللاين، واحد يعني رسم تخطيطي ديال هاد البيانات هادو، تلقى شي حاجه دايرها عاوتاني رجعت، يعني هادي 23 طالع للفوق. So then you start questioning what is going on here. The movement does not make sense. So how do you know this? Is descriptive analytics, descriptive analysis, statistical analysis, data visualization, and exploratory data analysis. That is the name I was looking for. Noisy data يعني بعض الخطرات كتكون بيانات ولكن هذيك البيانات يعني ما عندها حتى معنى. هذه اللي كتسمى noisy data. مثلا هاد 118 is noisy data. 3 is a noisy data. راه ما فيها ما عندها حتى مشكل، ما في يعني في ناحيه الرقمنه ديالها there is no problem، ولكن من كتربطها بالدومين اللي كنحاولوا حنا نعالجوه then it become noisy data. يعني خصنا نكتشفوا ديك noisy data and we need to remove them. Yeah, noise is a random error or variance in a measured variable. شي حاجة يعني لا علاقة. Okay, so now we are going to move into outliers. What are the outliers? فعلى العموم outliers هي كل البيانات اللي كتعيش خارج منطقة اللي كتسمى ديال منطقة ديال أغلبية. كتلقى 70 واحد ضاحك وواحد كيبكي، هذاك واحد خارج الأغلبية اللي كتضحك، وواحد ما عرفنا شنو واقع عليه. كتلقى 100 طالب 70 80 طالب وطالبة كيقراو مزيان، 10 ما كيقراوش مزيان. هذا هو الوصف ديال يعني الوصف الطبيعي ديال outliers. Outliers is any data that lives too far from the majority. Any data that lives too far from the majority is considered an outlier. لكن statistically speaking إلا بغينا نهضروا باللغة ديال statistics، any ذاك outliers is any data that is at least 3 standard deviation from the mean. So get the mean. عندنا the mean، عندنا yes sorry standard deviation 1 2 and this is outliers. يعني outliers الثاني is any data that lives too far from the majority. Majority هي الأغلبية. عندنا واحد animal there، واحد elements الداتا بعيد بزاف على الأغلبية، ولا إلا درتي الستاتستيك ديالها كتلقى كيعيش هنا ولا كيعيش هنا بشي بلاصة. So what do we need to do with this outlier? إلا عندك outliers, what do you think you should do?
Talk to the team.
Yes.
I think we should do standardization.
No, sir. No, no, and no. 2 things that you need to do first. Number 1, understand why do we have outliers. Number 2, talk to your team. Hey man, come look into this. What do you think? You know, we have a 3 years old or 1 16 years old out of what do you think? You know, ما غاديش تموت الى سولتي، بالعكس كتحمي راسك، لان كما قلت لك الا كنتي خدام عندي انا في الشركه مثلا في اي شركه اكس واي زي وكنعتمد عليك وبغي يعني بغيت ندير شي قرارات مهمه جدا للشركه، واش نبيع واش نشري واش ندير واش ما نديرش، واعتمدت على التحاليل ديالك وعطيتيني شي معلومات اللي هي خاطئه. شنو do you think I'm going to be happy؟ بالخصوص إلا فقدنا شي سوق ولا فقدنا شي صفقة ولا درنا شي مشكلة اللي هي كبيرة جدا. I am not going to be happy, the business is not going to be happy, no one is going to be happy, and of course you know what is going to happen. So أول حاجة خصك نديرو فهموا بعدا اشنو واقع عندنا، عاد ديك الساعة ممكن تقلب على الحلول. ديك الساعة ممكن تقلب الحلول. دابا لنفترض let's assume that we understood the problem. We talked to the team. What do you think we should do with outliers? شنو غادي نديرو؟ Number one, we could delete. ممكن delete حيدوا. Number two, ولكن خصك تعرف إمتى. When do you think we can delete? إمتى كتظن بأن ممكن نحيدوا ممكن delete an outlier.
If we have a few numbers of outliers.
Yes, sir. If we have few, or if we have outliers that don't have any influence. حيدتي ولا خليتي ماشي نهاية العالم. إلى الانفلونس ديالو ولا القيمة ديالو غير مرئية ممكن تحيدو.
So we can also delete it if we have a huge data set. Let's suppose, for example, we have 1 million.
You could do that. That's why we call it few. I mean, if you have few outliers compared to the majority. عندنا الماجوريتي كبيرة وعندنا 1 2 3 4 5% 3%. You could delete. ولكن who is going to determine what is the percentage that we can delete? أنا خدمت في واحد البروجكت مع واحد الهوسبيتال. يعني كانوا عندي 600,000 ريكوردز وتقريبا شي 20,000 ريكوردز عندهم ميسين فاليوز. شركة البيزنس المانجر قال لي حيدهم. نقدر نتفق معاه نقدر ما نتفقش معاه ولكن قال لي that's it. هو يتحمل المسؤولية. Okay, so we delete if there is no influence or if we have only few. ولكن قبل ما delete you got to complete these two. They are very critical. ماشي غير تنوض إلا كنتي خدام شي برنامج ديالك أنت يعني for fun. Yeah, do whatever you want. ولكن إلا كنت خدام في شركة محترمة والناس معتمدين عليك وخصك تاخذ يعني precautions في أي step كتحاول ديرها خصك تضرب ليه حساب. إلا راه توقع في شي مشكل اللي هو حتى واحد ما يعجبو الحال وتمشي لك خدمة وربما تمشي لك السمعة ديالك وبزاف. Okay, what else؟ أشنو في رأيكم نقدروا نديروا عاوتاني؟ شي واحد فيكم راه قال شي واحد الكلمة يعني في earlier.
Standardization. Sure. We can standardize our data.
Yeah, we call number two. We could standardize, normalize, or let's scale. Scaling. We could do that. منين انت ولكن دابا إلا عندنا تاني بزاف ديال outliers then delete ما بقاش غادي نديرو delete. علاش ما إلا عندنا بزاف outliers علاش ما نديروش delete؟ Why؟
If we delete that can influence our data.
I barely hear you, brother. كودار عماد I barely hear you. عندك شي مشكل في الصوت ولا أنا عندي مشكل في السمع؟
I think we lose information if we delete a lot of outliers.
We are going to lose a lot. We are going to reduce the size of the data. ما عارفين واش غادي we are going to lose information ولكن مأكد بأن غتمشي لك واحد 50-60% ديال البيانات ديالك. Okay, so instead of باش نحيدو هادشي كامل غادي ندير normalization, standardization or scaling. Number 3. What would be another solution? Just هضروا يعني just talk. ماشي بالضبط تعطيها يعني
I think that we can replace outliers with
No. عمري سمعت بها. تقدر تكون انا ما عمري سمعت بها اخي. هذيك في الميسين فاليوز ماشي في outliers. نقدروا نقسموا البيانات إلى sample A and sample B. We could split. وغادي نديروا التحاليل على هادو ونديروا التحاليل على هادو ونجمعوهم. دابا مثلا accuracy تحية على هذا يعطيك 70%، تحية على هذا يعطيك 65%. باقي نديرو 70 plus 65 divided by 2 كتعطيك an approximation. We could do that. So we could split the data into parts. Number 4. What else you could do? ممكن نستعملوا machine learning that don't care, non-algebraic algebraic machine learning. بحالاش decision tree, random forest, bagging, boosting, etc. had models, they really they don't care if you have missing values, they don't care if you have outliers. Okay? Yes, boosting, any boosting machine learning. Are you guys clear? عايشة، أسوس، عيد الصغير، علوي، علي، أناس، أسماء، بدر، إلى آخر اللائحة. Are you guys clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
مهم. على أي حال these are some of the techniques. وهذا سؤال كي تعطى في الانترفيو. إلى سؤالك if you've been asked, دابا أنا كان بغيت نهايرك وسولتك السؤال هذا. You've been asked about what to do with an outlier. What do you think you should do?
Consult our team.
خصك تهضر على هادو كاملين. The best answer خصك تقول لي the first thing I would do if we have an outlier is, number one, I will try my best to study and investigate the source of outliers. Why is the more you know your data, the better you are going to prepare to process data. And I'm going to get my team involved, the domain expertise, the business experts, and of course data experts, to help me understand why we have outliers. So the second step that comes after understanding the source of outliers is dealing with it. And we could delete if and only if. We could standardize, normalize, or scale if only and if. We could split. We could use a robust machine learning. ما تقدرش تقول لي إلا قلتي له غادي نحيدهم delete. راه سؤال صحيح ولكن راه خطأ. لأن ما يمكنش ديليتي هذه دابا. This is too much to delete. So always at the interview, make sure that you provide a list of options. شي أسئلة في الانترفيو خصك تعطيهم options، ما تعطيهمش straight answer. Okay, so outliers are usually values that are separated from the main body of the distribution. So measured by standard deviation from the mean by AQR. هذا هو التعريف ديال outliers. So we could remove the outliers from the modeling. just حيدهم الى عندك 1 3 4 يعني ما عندك شي نسبه بسيطه جدا اللي ما غاديش تاثر لنا في يعني في حجم البيانات. Is not going to have any influence on the size of the data. Yeah, we could separate. تقسموهم. عندنا مثلا 70% مزيانه 30% ديال البيانات ديال الاوتلايرز، دابا غادي نقسمهم على 30% 70% ونديروا في التحاليل على 70% separate ونديروا التحاليل على 30% separate ونجمعوا الريزلتس. We could do that. We could transform the outliers. The transformation اللي كنعنيو بها standardization, normalization, and also scaling. Okay, we could bin it. This is another one. Binning here. Let me grab. مثلا نعطيك مثال ديال بينين. بين عندنا مثلا واحد الكولم اسمه السالري. وفي يعني values في million their records في 19,000 $19,000 دولار في 200 مثلا 15,000 دولار في 450,000 دولار في 1 مليون في 700,000 في 150 في يعني and we know منين كنديروا ذاك التخطيط ديال سميتو كتلقى دايرها طالعه نازله عاوتاني طالعه نازله عاوتاني يعني عندنا سي outliers in there وكاين في outliers. So what we need to do with this data we might need to bin it. غادي نديروا يعني transform like this. غادي نديروا مثلا ما بين بحال هكا هاي تكون 19 150. This is 19 150. This is 250 550 وغادي هكا يعني ما كيبقاش عندك الاوتلايرز. That is what we call binning. So we could bin our data. We could leave it, just leave them. Why? Because we are going to use robust machine learning. كما قلت لكم like decision tree, random forest, bagging, boosting, ADA boost, XG boost, cat boost. هادو كيتعاملوا عندهم built in عندهم واحد الفانكشن built in functionality اللي كتحاول تساير البيانات اللي فيها missing values. كتخدم على البيانات اللي فيهم missing values وكتخدم على البيانات حتى ولو فيهم missing values وكتخدم على البيانات حتى ولو فيهم outliers. Okay. Question? يا شباب I need your interaction. يعني هضروا معايا.
It's very clear, sir.
وهذه هي الطريقة منين كتهضر معايا أنا هي الطريقة باش كتعلم تهضر يعني في الريل لايف. يعني إلا خطأتي معايا أنا ما غاديش يعني ما غاديش تقلق. I'm not going to take any action. ولكن منين كدير انترفيو ومتردد وحشمان هنا يعني خصك تخاف بأن you are not going to get a job. ولهذا دابا عندك فرصة واحد ما كيعرفكش واحد ما يضحك عليك. We don't know you. We are not going to make fun of you. Just take it as an opportunity to express yourself, to learn how to speak public, how to speak loud. هذه الطريقة باش تعلمتها. أنا كنت أنا فاش يلا بديت يلا جيت لأمريكا كنت نهضر مع راسي في المراية. I talk to myself in the mirror. For example, the word water أنا كنت نقول لها في الأول water كنحاول water حتى تقديتها. مع الأسف حنا عندنا الثقافة الفرنسية وجينا لنا لأمريكا كل شيء داكشي اللي قرينا يعني لا يساوي شيء. خصك تعاود دير راسك. So we got an approach.
Hello?
Yes. Nordin?
Please, I have a question about the outliers.
Yes.
For example, if you have imbalanced data and
If you have what?
the majority of your class imbalanced data.
What do you mean by imbalanced data?
If you have one class, it's dominant than another class. You have a problem of classification.
So just I want to correct your understanding. هاد imbalanced data كنقولوها غير إلى عندنا كنقولوها غير على target variable.
Yes.
Okay, target variable بوحدها اللي كنقول لها imbalanced data. وكنقول لها imbalanced data if you have trinary, binary, multi-class or nominal. Just for your information.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you have this imbalanced data, and if you do an analysis, you will find that you have the many outliers that represent the other class where you have the minority.
دابا منين كنهضروا حنا الاوتلايرز.
Okay.
عندنا outliers. Okay. These outliers are only for the predictors. Not target. عندها حتى على قبل target variable حاجة أخرى.
Okay.
إلى عندك دابا بغيتي تعالج your target variable كتلقى مثلا في الباينري كتلقى شي حاجة ديال بحال
Yes.
0 كتلقى ديس 1 هذه كتسمى imbalanced data or target variable. هنا كدير لهم انا ما كتحيدش الى ما غاديش تحيد لقاش الا حيدتي مشى لي كلشي. كانو هاد التارجت فاريبل غير المعرفه ديالكم هي دوك المعلومات اللي فيهم الادله. ملي كتوقع شي جريمه قتل لا قدر الله في المغرب ولا في اي دوله وكتجي الناس ديال المخابرات والشرطه هذه كيدير واحد الشريط علاش باش دوك الادله ما تقاش. باش الا غيرتي شي دليل كتغير المعلومه كتغير الحقيقه. So you data science you cannot ما تقربش للتارجت فيربل ديالك خليها كما هي لان هي اللي فيها المعلومات اللي غادي تدلك الحقيقه. لكن كاين جوج حالات اللي تقدر تمس فيها تارجت فيربل. نمبر 1 الا كانت باينري يعني 0 and 1. الا كانت trinary يعني 0 1 and 2. الا كانت ملتي كلاس يعني 0 1 2 3 4 5. الا كانت nominal الا ما كانش بالانس عاد غادي ندير له بالانسين. في البالانسين كاين بزاف ديال تكنيكس. نمبر 1 is called over sampling. Number 2 under sampling. Number 3 كتسمى يمكن smooth. And of course there's going to be number 4, number 5, etc. هذه إلا كانت binary, trinary, multi-class, nominal. أما إلا كانت continuous then continuous من غتلقى شي حاجة اللي هي دايرة بحال يعني ماشي normally distributed ولا العكس. So we need to normalize it. So في target variable ديالك خليها عليك بافتقار. Don't touch it, don't fix it, don't do anything about it because it has the evidence that is going to guide your analysis. انت تقدر دير شي حاجه الى كانت imbalanced ولا الى كانت not normally distributed. الا كانت امبالانس اور نون نورمال ديستريبيوتد ما غاديش نقص منها، ما غادي تخليها كما هي، لكن غادي لها ترانسفورميشن. يس سموت يس يس ويد يا ثانك يو.
اوكي ثانك يو.
كيف فهمتي يا اخي؟
يس ثانكس.
هذه من كتلقى هذه الامبالانس كتسمى رير ايفنت. رير ايفنتس يعني شي احداث اللي هي كتوقع في 1 في مليون في الخطره. rare events. مثلا بحال كوفيد يوقع خطره في يعني في نهار تزاديت ولا في ملايين السنين ما عمرنا سمعنا بكوفيد. الا جمعتي البيانات من نهار يعني واحد 100 سنه وجبتي لي هذا كوفيد كتسمى الاوتلاير. يعني كتلقى يعني واحد النسبه قليله ديال كوفيد ذوك البيانات.
Professor, when we are doing ADA to identify the outliers, what would be the worst case scenario?
What do you mean by the worst case scenario?
For example, can we consider like if we found out that the outliers are the majority, is that a problem? Can we consider it as a problem?
ما كاينينش outliers majority. يعني إلا كان outliers majority راه ديك الماجوريتي هي الطبيعية. دوك ماشي outliers هما المشكل. So when you are dealing with the data, إلا كان الهدف ديالك outliers, we are gonna keep وغادي نديرو إلا كان الهدف ديالنا outliers شنو في نظركم النوع ديال التحليل اللي غادي نديرو؟
delete.
نو راه هذاك هو الهدف ديالك، داكشي اللي بغيتي تدرس اللي دير له التحاليل. يا غانا كيب هادشي ما كيهمنيش انا صافي، ما كيهمنيش هادشي انا، هذا اللي كيهمني دابا. شنو غادي نديرو؟ غادي نديرو outlier detection ولا anomaly detection. كل هذه هادو يعني موديلات، يعني موديلات موجوده. الا كان الهدف ديالك وهو هذه المجموعه هذه، عاد كدير دوك 5 ديال ستيبس اللي تعلمنا على الاوتلايرز. عاد كدير ديليت ولا دير نورمالايز ستاندرايز سكيل ولا دير سبليت ولا دير ليف ديم ودير شي ماشين ليرنين اللي كتعتمدش. So if this is the concentration، الا كانت هذه هي اللي غادي نركزوا عليها غادي نخليوهم وغادي نستعملوا، ما غاديش نستعملوا انه كلاسيفيكيشن بحال ريجريشن كلاسيفيكيشن، غادي نستعملوا شي حاجه اللي هي متعلقه بهذا. مثلا في اكزامبل عندنا واحد السيستيم اللي درناه، وهذا السيستيم هذا غير المغاربه اللي خصهم يدخلوا له. باش كنعرفوا الاي بي ادريس ديال Moroccan اي بي ادريس، يعني الناس ديال كازان، الناس ديال الرباط، الناس ديال بني ملال، الناس ديال مراكش، الناس ديال يعني في every day. واحد النهار جيتي في الصباح ولقيتي واحد مسخوط داخل لك من ايران ولا واحد one person. انا في هذه الحاله هذه انا ما كيهمنيش هاد الناس ديال الرباط وبني ملال وفي مراكش I don't care، ولكن اللي كيهمني هو هذا الواحد اللي دخل لي السيستم ديالي انا. يعني هو الاوتلاير، الا حيدتيه شنو غادي يوقع؟ if you remove him شنو غادي يوقع؟ فكروا فيها مزيان. الا حيدنا هذا الواحد اللي دخل اشنو غادي يوقع؟ نو سفيان واحد تخلينا من ايران حيدناه من السيستم اشنو غادي يوقع؟
You won't identify what happened.
يسمع الا حيدناه ما غاديش نعرفوا اصلا اشنو وقع، ما غاديش نحلوا المشكل، بالعكس غير غادي نغطيو المشكل، والغد اللي غادي تلقى 4 من ايران، والغد اللي عاوتاني تلقى من روسيا، تلقى من تشاينا، تلقى من other. So you did not fix the problem.
Yes.
علاش؟ دابا هذا اللي تخلينا من ايران هو اللي غادي نركزوا عليه. اشنو هو المشكل، كي داروا كيفاش، وهذه عاد غادي باش منين عاد ديك الساعه نحلوا المشكل. نلقاو ربما شي تغرى في الكود، نلقاو ربما شي تغرى في الطريقه ديال اي بي ادريس، غادي نلقاو شي تغرى، منين غادي نسدوا ديك التغرى عاد كتحل لنا المشكل. يعني الكونسنتريشن ديالنا هو الشخص هذا. ماش في هذه الحاله هذه ماش نستعملوا كلاسيفيكيشن ولا ريجريشن، غادي نستعملوا انومالي ديتكشن تكنيكس. يعني هو ان اوتلاير، ولكن ذاك الاوتلاير هو اللي بغينا، هو اللي عندنا فيه الدراسه، عندنا فيه الهدف. الاخرين ما كيهمناش. الناس ديال مراكش راهم معروفين، ديال كازا، ديال الرباط، ديال whatever city, whatever university from all over Morocco, that's fine. انت we know you. ولكن اللي ما عارفينش اللي خصنا غادي نركزوا عليه. يعني منين كنت كتقلب على الاوتلايرز، شوف بعدا واش الاوتلايرز هما اللي بغيتي تعالج ولا بغيتي تعالج دوك الناس اللي طبيعيين. اوكي؟ Clear? Everybody clear?
Yes.
Good. So now we are going to yes, it's safe.
How to split data on days?
Hey, I barely hear you, brother. This is clear. سيد اكتب لنا السؤال ديالك لو سمحت. يعني ما سمعتكش اخي، وإلا سمع شي واحد مزيان ممكن يعاود شنو قال. Okay, Sayed, if you have a question, Sayed Abdis. I think you are from Egyptian. I don't know. Yeah, if you are an Egyptian, please ask your question. How to split database? This is not database. I'm not talking about database. I'm talking about data set. So in your data set, and in your data set, you got, let's say that you have million of records. عندك شي حاجة بحال هكا. Then you got outliers. So what we are going to do, we are going to split. So this is group A. This is group B. This is how we split. We don't split a database. We have nothing to do with database. This is a data set, not database. He said, Absalam, are you clear? He say, okay, good, okay. So now we are going to move into missing values. المشكل الثاني اللي تقدر خصك تعامل معه professionally is missing values. Missing values يعني كاين بزاف ديال انواع ديال missing values. كاين بزاف ديال انواع. كاينين نوع كيتسمى missing completely at random. Means there is no way to determine what the value is. يعني قبل, before you deal with missing values, again, you need to understand the type of missing values that you have. Is the IMCAR, missing randomly. مستحيل باش نلقى الفاليو ديال missing values. كاين missing at random. This seems to be seems like IMCAR implies conditional relationship. مثلا just no, I want to collect some information from you. وصفت لكم a survey. I sent you a survey, and in that survey there are a few questions. Question number 1. I asked you about your name. Question number 2, your age. Question number 3, your marital status. Question number 4, number of kids. Okay. هذه يجي مثلا حسن، هذا يقول لي my name is Hassan, I'm 29, I'm married, I have 1. يجي مثلا كوثر تقول لك I'm كوثر, I'm 29, I'm single. إذا كنتي single ما تجاوب على هذا، معليش تجاوب هذا لا يعنيك، هذا السؤال لا يعنيك، لأنك it does not apply to you because you are not married. حنا منين كنجمعوا البيانات من 1000 طالب كنلقاو واحد 20 و30 ولا 100 ولا 150 ولا 500 طالب وطالبه راهم ما مزوجينش، يعني ما غاديش يجاوبوا على السؤال number 4. I will not answer your question number 4 because they don't meet the criteria, or this question does not apply to them. يعني غادي نلقاو واحد 500 ولا 600 ديال ميسين فاليوز. هادو راه ساهل باش تلقى لي الفاليو ديالو، تقدر دير ليه تعطيهم 0 كاملين. It's easy because it's a mar, it's missing at random. Missing not at random. مثلا انا الى سولتكم كاملين، اعطيني العمر ديالكم، اعطيني الانكم ديالكم فاش كتقراو هذه ونقول لك واش عمرك تشديتي في الحبس، لك واش عمرك مثلا درتي مخدرات، راه تقدر تكون داير مخدرات، تقدر تشد في الحبس، ولكن ما غاديش تجاوب على السؤال. You are not going to answer the question. You are going to skip it. You are going to give me wrong information. You are not going to give me whatever. So that is not missing, not random. IMNA. يعني so before when we are dealing with missing values, we need to eliminate. We need to find the source of the missing values. ومissing values راه ماشي هي كلها يعني empty cells. راه ماشي هي empty cells. ماشي هي كلها empty cells. Someone please mute yourself. إلا ما كنتيش كتهضر أخي ولا أختي الكريمة غير حيدوا المايك please. اوكي راه ماشي الميسين فاليوز ماشي كامله دائما كتلقى empty. مثلا انا الوليد ديالي مزوده في واحد السنه اللي ما عارفينش لا المانث لا دي، اشنو دار لنا في الاي دي ديالها 0101. تقدر تلقى 0، تقدر تلقى -1، تقدر تلقى مثلا في التليفون ديالك كتلقى 0000. This is a missing values. Date 11/11/11. مثلا كما كنقول الوالد ديالي انا ما عندهاش العمر، يعني في المناطق اللي هي في العاد ديالها ربما ما كاينش داخليه اللي كتحصي، حتى ربما بغات تتزوج وهذه عاد متى تزوجتي ما عارفينش هما يقدروا يديروا 0101. مجموعه ديال المغاربه نيت اللي ما عندهمش الاي دي من قبل كتلقى عندهم كلهم زايدين في راس العام في يعني January. So that is a missing value. يعني راه missing value راه ماشي هي خاويه.
Professor, so what you are saying is that we consider noisy data part of the missing values.
No, what I'm saying is when you are looking for a missing value, don't only look for empty cells. ما تقلبيش على المناطق الفارغة في البيانات ديالك. قلبي ربما الصفر maybe 0 is a missing value, maybe -1, maybe there are so many methods, so many things that could be considered as missing value. إذا مثلا عندك في التليفون عندك هذا الرقم هذا راه missing value، ولكن في البايثون ديالك whatever library it's not gonna ما غاديش يكتشفه، لأن the most هاد التولز هادو كيقلبوا على المناطق الفارغة بس. إلا فيها 0 0 0 0 راه عامرة، يعني غادي يجي داك اللايبراري ديالك غادي يقول لك there is no missing values، ولكن actually there is a missing value. So when you are looking for missing value, don't only look for null or empty space, an empty cell in your data. Look for other representations of missing values. دابا السؤال كيفاش غادي نلقاو missing values that they are not null? What do we need to do?
EDA.
Yes, EDA. Again, is EDA. Statistical analysis, descriptive analytics, and of course, database. كل هادو كيعاونوك باش ماشي غير تلقى ديك null string or null empty cells، كتلقى المجموعة ديال ربما you could find something that represents a missing value. Okay. دابا سؤال لكم, what do we need to do with missing values? What do we need to do with missing values? How to deal with missing values?
Missing values.
What to do with missing values? Of course, you need to understand
and ask team
and talk to your team. And what now? What else? Replace with what?
With min or max, dependent the data.
We could replace
with min or data or max dependent the data.
Okay.
This is called, what do we call this replacement? There is a terminology that is used in data science.
Imputation.
Yes, imputation.
Imputation, yeah.
Imputing. At imputation, we could do mean, median, or what?
Or mode.
Mode.
Yeah.
ما كنديروش الماكس ولا المين تقدر ديرها ولكن
la moyenne ou bien la médiane ou bien le mode, oui.
question مين انت كنديروا المين والميديان؟
Si la valeur il est proche, il est très éloigné du maximum, donc il faut le remplacer avec la valeur la plus proche. I speak in French.
That is fine.
Okay. Okay. Replace if the value is near the minimum or the maximum. No.
Yeah. What do we call that?
I forgot.
I forgot. Normal distribution.
Yes. Yes, Sufyan, you're right. Sufyan, you got the
this.
إلى عندكم الاوتلايرز غادي نديروا الميديان. If there is no outlier, we are going to do the mean. Sufyan, علاش? Why do we need to do a median if there is outliers? And if there is no outliers, we could do the mean. Sufyan, this is a question for you. Yes. Median ما عندهمش الحساسية من outliers. And when do we need to do the mode? انت كنديروا المود.
Categorical data.
Yes, when we have a categorical data. اوكي وتقدر تبدلوا عاوتاني من standard deviation، تقدر دير لي بزاف ديال، ولكن ما كديرش الماكس والمين. اوكي what else؟ شنو ممكن ندير عاوتاني الميسين فاليوز؟
apply machine learning كاين هنا.
Yeah, we could predict the value of the machine values using machine learning. وغالبا كنستعملوا k-nearest neighbor. What else?
Delete.
We could delete, simply delete.
Few.
ولكن عاوتاني question امتى؟ يعني if you have few وديليت راه كنعني بها column ways، نقدر نديليتيو في حتى الروز، نقدر نحيد الكولوم ونقدر ندير الروز. What else؟ شنو ممكن نستعملها الثاني؟
Sir, I have question.
Yes, ma'am.
We delete a column when we have all the lot of missing values for the column. Rows, yes. If we have a few, donc we just delete the rows. Yes.
Yes.
I understand. Okay.
Yes, that is delete. Yes. That's why we mean k-nearest neighbor. What do you think we should do again? We could use a machine learning that don't care about missing values. شكون هما machine learning? Decision tree again, random forest, bagging, boosting. They really don't care. They don't care about outliers. They don't care about missing values. Okay, so these are some of the methods that you could use to deal with outliers, with missing values. So we could list-wise and column deletion, impute with a constant. The company tells you, hey, go ahead and replace all the missing values with 50. They have their own logic. I don't care. I should know it, yes, but this is the business rule. So there is nothing we can do. Just replace all your missing values with a number. We could do imputation with the distribution. We could impute missing values from the model. We could create some dummy variables indicating missing values. We could impute, imputation from categorical variables. هذه بعض الطرق اللي تقدر that you could use to deal with missing values. Duplicates هذه باينة، هذه نحيدو. يعني duplicates is simply remove. Data skewness. كاين المشكل عاوتاني ديال data skewness. And this is very important. What is the best value or the optimal value for the skewness? منين كتعبر skewness كتقلب على الرقم. ذاك الرقم خصو يكون يعني يساوي كذا.
So I think it's 0.
No, not 5. Not 5.
It's zero.
That is zero.
Zero.
Yes. ولكن كتلقى راهي تلقى يعني skewness. Yeah, this is a zero. Skewness is equal to zero. This is skewness greater than zero. This is skewness less than zero. يعني إلى لقيتي no equal zero equal ولا قريب ديال zero. This is good. Greater than zero, less than zero. This is not good. This is not good. Okay, so this is not good, and the skewness is going to create some problems. So if your data is skewed, what do you think you should do? What do you think we should do? Sufyan, before you scale it, what do you think you should do?
Understand and talk to the team, and after that we go to all the steps that we have for skewness.
Yes, that is exactly what you should do. حاول بعد تفهم شنو المشكل. حاول تستقصي الامر من عند التيم ديالك. Then إلا كان يعني right skewness راه الطريقة ديال المعالجة ديالو كتختلف على left skewness. إلا كان right خصك تنزل. كان left خصك تطلع. So if you have negative skewness, then you need to transform your data up. If you have a positive skewness, then you need to transform your data down. How do we do that? There are a few techniques. For the skewness, for the positive skewness, إلا كان داك الفاليو ديال skewness ديالك أكثر من زيرو، يعني كدير لي ترانسفورم، كدير log transformation، لا multiplicative inverse، لا square root transformation. هادو هما الطرق اللي تقدر دير، هي هادو. كدير square root of x، you replace your x with square root of it. You replace your x with 1 divided by x. You replace the x with log base 2, log base 10, log of the x. إلا عندك البوزيتيف. Okay, so you have to understand the type of the skewness that you have. هذيك الساعة يمكن تطلع ونزل. إلا استعملتي log transformation on the إلا استعملتي wrong transformation method غادي تخلق مشكل كبير. يعني غادي تزيد غير يعني تعمق المشكل. إلا عندك نيجاتيف نقدر نديرو ما غاديش نديرو في log transformation. It's not going to work. غادي نديرو square ولا الكيوب ولا raise to the higher power. وهذا نموذج بسيط جدا. يعني هذا مثال. يعني هذا هو الرقم اللي عندنا الاكس، يعني اكس من عبرنا السكيورس لقينا minus 3.5. So it's skewed to the left, or it's called negative skewness.
بقى قصف بلاصتي.
لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. يا أختي أنا قبل ما تقولي شي هضرة اللي تخسر كل شيء.
عليكم السلام.
لا كنت شي المغربية اش كيقولوا؟
سخفتي.
يا ماضي هضرة الكلام مع احترامي الشديد أخوات. للاسف يا اخي that is embarrassing. راه وقعت لي نيت في واحد كنت نقري واحد الكلاس وواحد طالب كان داير الكاميرا يعني he was using the camera and introducing talking وشويه جات المدام ديالو من وراه هذا اللايف يعني تقريبا كاين شي 60 واحد في الكلاس وهو ما عارفش بان مرته وراه وهي ما عارفاش بانه لايف وقال شي هضره مع الاسف وطلب مني باش نحيد ذاك المقطع من ذاك So لهذا شباب يعني please if you are live like this just mute yourself and you are going to be good. Okay, anyways so عندنا واحد البيانات the skewness is minus 3.4 غادي نضربوا هاد الاكس دابا ما غاديش ندير اللوغ ولا انفيرس لان غادي دابا خصنا نطلعوا ما غاديش ننزلوا يعني غادي نطلعوا الفاليو ديال اكس غادي نضربوا اكس to the power of 2 يعني x times x يعني تغيرنا من 3.4 ل 3.3 minus 3.3 ولكن باقي مشكل غادي نضربوا الاكس في 20 power of 20 يعني نقصنا من minus 3.4 minus 1.6 ولكن راه باقي شي مشكل هنا وغادي نبقى نضربوا زيدوا بقى نطلعوا شويه ودابا وصلنا x to the power of 80 وعندنا دابا normal distribution وعندنا the skewness is equal 0. So the first thing that you got to do as data scientist is find out the type of the skewness that you have. If it's negative, then we are going to use the square, the cube, the raise to a variable to whatever power. إلا كان عندك positive, then we are going to نديروا logarithm, log transformation, multiplicative inverse or square root transform. وكاين عاوتاني كاين طرق اخرين اللي تقدر تستعمل. Okay, so yeah, this is some of the scaling techniques. Yeah, we could do a mean magnitude scaling, sigmoid scaling, min max normalization, z-score ranking, binning. This is some of the techniques that you could use to unskew or to fix the skewness of your data. ولا تقدر نستعملوا the John Tukey ladder of power. عقلتوا على جون توكي هو اللي اخترع ال ADA. هذا هو الاكس ديالنا. غادي نمشيو لفوق وبقى نشوفوا الى if you are fixing it then we keep doing it ولا غادي ننزلوا لتحت وبقى نشوف واش الاكس the skewness is being improved. Okay folks, so the remaining is simply normalization, discretization again, simple binning, can deal bin equal width or equal depth. إلى عندك دابا hierarchy, إلى عندك data with high hierarchy, then we could simply بحال إلى عندك مثلا zip codes نقدر نحولهم ل cities. عندك many cities, we could transform them into counties, and the counties we could transform them into states, and the states ممكن ترجمهم ل countries. Okay, so I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. That is all what we summary. Data understanding provides the analytical foundation for a project by summarizing, identifying potential problems in the data. Summaries of the data can confirm the data is distributed as expected. Problem in the data, missing values, outliers, spikes, high cardinality should be defined. Data visualizations provides the analysis insight that are difficult or even impossible to discover through summary. This stage in the predictive modeling process cannot be rushed. ما نقدرش تسرع هاد data understanding, data preparation هي اللي خصك يعني take your time. ما يمكنش ديرها لي في ساعة ولا في يومين ولا just take your time. Find out the problem, understand the problem, communicate the problem with the team, then find the best method of fixing it. بعد الاختراط, sometimes this is what you are going to do in the real life. يعني نقدر مثلا نلقى عندي بيانات دايره سكيود، انا غادي نستعمل مثلا غادي نستعمل مثلا I'm going to create two data sets. واحد data set غادي ندير فيها log، غادي ندير فيها log transformation، واحد غادي ندير فيه مثلا multiplicative inverse. Then I'm going to build my model, then I'm going to compare the performance of the model. إذا كان the multiplicative inverse has a better performance غادي نستعملها وغادي نحيد logarithm. يعني قبل ما إلا عرفتي راسك بأنك you are going to do the positive skewness detection methods ما غاديش تحدد، يعني ما غاديش تقول غادي نستعمل log transformation that's it. No, you gotta try them. You gotta try log transformation, then you do your analysis, then compare it to the multiplicative inverse method, then compare it to the square root, compare it to whatever method that you are going to use. لأن ما عارفين شكون هي الميثود اللي تعطينا أفضل نتائج. Okay? Any questions, please? Any questions, please?
Yes. We have also a robust algorithm for this type of skewness, like decision tree and
Yeah.
and for.
No, ما كاينش لون skewness, but I think this robust machine learning don't care about the skewness. ولكن إلى تستعمل أي models that they are not algebraic كيستعملوا probability الداخل. They are not using probability or algebra, or they don't concentrate on the values of the figures. Then they not need to worry about the skewness, no need to worry about the missing values, no need to worry about the outliers. In case if outliers are more interesting, what can be the best way to deal with missing values is the same. It's the same thing. You need to study your missing values, number one. Find out, understand the source of these missing values, then create 3 or 4 data sets. Every data set, deals with, has a separate way of dealing with missing values. نقدر ندير واحد داتا سيت غادي ندير فيها imputation، واحد داتا سيت غادي ندير فيها replacement with a constant، واحد داتا سيت غادي ندير فيها deleting. Then I'm going to compare. يعني انت خصك تحاول، يعني you need to try and compare to find out the best way to deal with missing values. ما كاينش اللي غادي يقول لك this is the best way. You got to find it yourself by keep trying all possible options available before you determine which one is the best. Okay, folks, clear? Yes, I mean, to avoid the bias, you need to try. You need to try as many possible solutions, as many possible options as you can. Okay, folks, that's it for today. Tomorrow, inshallah, we are going to do hands-on. Yeah, we are going to move into Python, and we are going to learn how to deal with outliers, with missing values, with duplicates, with any data quality problem. Thank you guys for joining, and see you guys tomorrow. Until then, you guys have a great
thank you so much.
And assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Have a good day.